Hey soul family, welcome back to the channel. This is the White Feather Tarot, and in today's reading we're doing your spirit guide's message on passing your spiritual test. So to do this very special reading, we are going to be picking 4 piles together. All right, so for pile number 1, we have this picture. For pile number 2, we have this picture. For pile number 3, we have this picture. And for pile number 4, we have this picture. If you like picking with crystals, give me a moment and I'll add these right in. So for pile number 1, we have the Garnet. For pile number 2, we have the Amazonite. And for pile number 3, we have the Howlite white, or the white Howlite. And for pile number 4, we have the Sodalite. So take a look at which one of these 4 piles you're the most drawn to, or 4 crystals. And that's probably the pile for you here today. If you feel drawn to more than one pile, and in fact, if you even feel drawn to all of the piles, trust your intuition. It will always guide you to the right readings. And as usual, you'll find the timestamps down in the description box. Click on your times and I'll see you in your readings. Hey soul family, if you love the card picking process and the shuffling as much as I do, I've left this part specifically for you. And we will be preparing together our 4 piles. Right. So the decks that I'll be using today are these. There's another one that I'll be using during the reading, and any deck that you find appealing to you, that you would like to know more about, I always leave the names of the decks as well as links to them down in the description box. Okay, so the first thing we'll be doing is picking 1 oracle card from this deck. So what is Spirit Guide's message on them passing their spiritual test, please? All right, so we have 1, and I feel like we need to go one more time for the second one. There we go. Ah, thanks. So 2, 3, and 4. So we have our oracle cards now ready. Let's pick our tarot cards. We'll be adding in 5 for each of the 4 piles. So what is Spirit's Guide's message on passing their spiritual test, please? What is Spirit Guide's message on passing their spiritual test, please? Right, I think we're ready. So let's add in our tarot cards. So the way I feel I want to do it this time, I have this gut feeling, is to go 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1 instead of adding 5 in each pile like we do every time. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Wonderful. So I believe our cards are now ready. Let's put them in neatly together. So that's the first pile. Actually, let me take the oracle card and add it in the beginning. So pile 1 is ready. Let's add the garnet. Right, same with pile number 2. Pile number 2 is also ready. Let's add in the Amazonite. Pile number 3. Wonderful. Let's add the white howlite. And pile number 4. Is also ready. Wonderful. And now let's add our Sodalite. Wonderful. We've just finished preparing our 4 piles. Thank you so much for sticking around. Believe me, I feel your energies, and it's always fun that we spend it together. And I believe we're now ready for your readings. Hi, pile number 1. So you have chosen the beautiful garnet as well as this specific oracle card. So let's take a look at your cards and find out exactly what your spirit guide's message is on passing your spiritual test. So you have adventures. Interesting. Can we put it here? No, we can't. So these are your 2 main oracle cards, as well as, of course, the energy of the garnet, which holds a very strong message. Let's take a look at all your cards together. So, pile number 1, you have the 6 of Wands. You have strength. Wow, you have death. You have the Page of Wands. And you have the 2 of Wands. I must say, a lot of wands in your reading, pile number 1. That is for sure. So 2 major arcanas. It's very significant. And wands. So it's clear to me, pile number 1, that you may be in a very painful situation. Maybe you have been betrayed, or life itself has betrayed the trust that you had in the people around you, or the universe, or the trust that you had that everything will be okay. There's huge disappointment that happened. Do you see here? You do see in the Death card. It kind of depicts Alice in Wonderland, doesn't it, in the 7 Dwarfs? And you do see that she's taken a bite off of the apple, and now Alice is not... did I say Alice? I'm so sorry. Snow White is not okay at the moment. And so obviously there's been some huge disappointment that has been very heavy on your heart. Very painful. And it really... it caused some huge disappointment. Disappointment is the word that I'm feeling, seeing, and hearing. maybe disappointment towards the people around you, disappointment in what you wanted to achieve in your life, what you thought would happen, disappointment maybe in the universe. There's a lot of pain here, pile number 1. But you're a magical being, and we're going to get to that in a second. Despite the fact that you have been greatly disappointed, pile number 1, you still do believe in magic very much. But here is your message from your spirit guides. You still believe that there is someone who'd be coming in to save you, and or that the universe is going to extend its helping hand and finally come in to save you. Will send something your way to save you. And while that is not a bad thought to have, but this is not your message and not your spiritual test, pile number 1. You do see here as well with Snow White. She's waiting for her beautiful Prince Charming to come and kiss her, and so that she can rise and everything will be okay. But your kiss, pile number 1, is this time going to be from you. The magic that you are waiting for is within you. And while you may be waiting for the universe to come and save you, your spiritual test, pile number 1, is for you to kiss yourself, to help yourself out of it. Because believe it or not, we might think that there's so much magic without us, outside of us. We totally forget sometimes at just how much magic we have within us that can do wonders in our lives. And that's why you have adventures here right in conjunction with the 6 of Wands. And you also have the Strength card. You do see this beautiful girl here, or character depicted in this card, standing on an infrastructure that is quite feeble, but she managed to use what they have. They've managed to use what they've had to stand and get up and see what they can do. And that's your message here, pile number 1. With the Page of Wands, it's this making sense of the chaos around you, making sense or taking control of your will one more time, giving that kiss to yourself, or that love and that power to touch that magic within you, and to plan and to think, how can I make sense of this chaos around me? How can I use the little resources that I have to make it work? Because there's a promise here. You have the Adventures card. You do see a beautiful lush forest with exotic birds and a waterfall, something that just captures the heart. And your adventure out of this situation, or as depicted here, this room that you feel stuck in, will take you into a victorious, successful world that you cannot even begin to imagine. With the 6 of Wands here, you do see someone flying high. You see someone who's secure in their success. Success that no one can take away from you, that is rightfully yours to keep, that you can feel safe keeping, pile number 1. So the strongest message here, as I can totally see for you, is that you're learning to depend on your magic, because you're a magical, strong person who has so much within you. You need to discover what you can do and not wait for it to come from the outside. Especially that the Garnet here, the Garnet is all about confidence, power, and there's an invitation to connect to infinite power within you. Then you may have forgotten. You may have forgotten it because of how heavy your heart feels at the moment, or the disappointments that happen. But you're a very powerful, magical being, pile number 1. And it's time to get in touch back with that secret room within you, that magic that only you know that you have, that will never disappoint you. And while the whole world may have disappointed you, your close people, whatever it is that stung your heart, your magic will never disappoint you. And that's your current spiritual test here, is to realize that you are a very powerful being, that you can take care of you, and that while it may feel chaotic at the moment, you may feel too tired to move. With the Page of Wands here, there is an invitation to explore, to make sense of things, to learn more about it, to understand how to not just overcome it, but to have the power to hold on to the will to do it. Because if this is your invitation, then you can definitely do it, pile number 1. And the promise here that you see is a secure world outside. A world that will not disappoint you, because this time you've got in touch with your magic, with you, and you will not disappoint you. When you find your magic, understand what a powerful being that you are, and extend that trust from this place, from the universe, from your own magic, you will not really be disappointed with the outside world. Because here's the thing, we're not supposed to depend that the outside world will never disappoint us. We're not supposed to have faith that the people around us, no matter how close they are, that they will not disappoint us. That's such a disappointing thought to have, and will keep us feeling afraid and scared and insecure. Feeble foundation. It's about trusting your ability to deal with it when things happen. And so here your message is, pile number 1, go back to your magic. Get in touch with you. You are your savior. You are your Prince Charming, because you are magic. This is really your message here. And once you get in touch with that and not depend on anything on the outside, but you and your strength and your power, you will find heaven on the other side. You will find your dreams on the other side. Really, you will find success on the other side. But this time, success that is not feeble, success that can never be taken away from you, the success that is secure, because now you've learned how to navigate. If something is taken, you know how to bring it back. If you're disappointed, you know how to deal with it. We hope that the people around us are safe and that they'll be loyal. We hope that we can keep everything around us, but that's such a feeble way of navigating. The new navigation here is to believe that you can depend on it, that you can depend on yourself to go through these situations. And it starts now with you, pile number 1. And in fact, with the Page of Wands, like I said, it's all about holding on to the will to do it. I just noticed there's a lot of beautiful exotic birds that kind of remind me of the parrot. And what do parrots do? They repeat what we say, or they repeat the affirmations that they've learned, right? And here's the thing. Your key is strong affirmations that you can repeat in the morning, to meditate and say, I depend on me. I depend on no one else. I depend on my magic. I will take myself out of this. I will make my dreams come true. I will find out what kind of resources that I have and think and make plans in order to take myself to the top. And little by little, build my foundation in a much stronger way. You know how foundations are built? They first put on these sticks. What are they called? I forgot. These construction steel bars. I forgot the name. And then you add the bricks and you add the cement and so on. You building your own strong foundation, not depending on anyone on the outside world, but on your own magic, on your own plans, on your own strength to deal with situations once they arise. Pile number 1. So pile number 1, that was your respectful, beautiful message from your spirit guides. Man, have I personally learned a lot. Thank you for sharing this energy with me. And if you've enjoyed this reading, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. Don't forget to click on your notification bell. And don't forget to check my productivity book. You might be interested in that. It's a small book that you won't procrastinate on reading. It has all the key advice and secrets to becoming a productive person, all while enjoying it. So check it out if you're interested. You'll find it down in the description box. And pile number 1, I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye. Hi, pile number 2. So you have chosen the beautiful Amazonite as well as this oracle card. Let's find out exactly together what your spirit guide's message is on passing your spiritual test. All right, very excited about this reading. And this is your second oracle card. It says embracing. How interesting. All right. Now let's take a look at your tarot cards. All right. So pile number 2, you have, oh, interesting. You have justice here. Interesting. All right, let's keep it here for a second. You have the Chariot. And again, an interesting depiction of the Chariot. You kind of feel like it's not moving. Okay. You have the Two of Pentacles. You have the Knight of Wands. All right. And you have the Ten of Swords. So pile number 2, what I'm seeing here is that you're currently going through an upgrade in your power, your strength, your confidence levels, especially when it comes to learning how to deal with people. So what I'm seeing here with the Ten of Swords is that you have been in the past quite loving. You have this innocent, beautiful heart to you that by nature makes you a fun person to be around, makes you a wonderful friend to have, makes you, just like the candy here, your energy is depicted here as someone who's so much fun. The people around you, the people who get to experience you, pile number 2, enjoy life with you. You take them back to that innocent place that is full of fun. You've never forgotten what it's like to have fun, to enjoy life, to laugh with others, to enjoy the little things before the big things. We call it innocent energy, but really it's wise energy, the right way to live. It's all about learning to love the little things and the more meaningful things in life, than it is about the big things. So whichever label people choose to put on that, this is what eventually we all need to learn to grow into, to value the little things in life, the beautiful things, what truly matters, and not the things on the facade that just sparkles and look good. While there's nothing wrong with that, but there is depth to knowing how to enjoy life and knowing what to love. And while it may look innocent on the outside, it's really what life is all about. This is where happiness is. So you're depicted really as someone who is so much fun to be around, someone who's loving, has a kind heart, trusting, that gives, or at least you used to give people the benefit of the doubt. And we usually see the world reflected or projected in how we see ourselves, and the way you see the world is really a true reflection of what a beautiful person you are on the inside. Pile number two, apologies. And you're currently going through a process where you are taking that part with you, but you're learning to also get in touch with your personal strength, personal power, to heal your inner child from maybe childhood disappointments or drama or traumas, pains that happened. It seems to me that you might have been severely hurt and shocked from the people around you. You do see Nicoletta Ceccoli's art is really deep in how it's depicting this hurt, this intrusion of innocence. You do see a character here, a cookie character, going, "Oh no!" And it seems like you may have seen a lot of unexpected things, specifically from people. I see your reading is all about people here, from people around you, that you may not have expected. Because, like we said, you have seen the world through your beautiful heart. And now you understand that there are a lot of people who could do the unbelievable, could do the unexpected, will not project the same energy that you have in your heart. And so I do not see you in the phase where you are crying about it. That's not what I see in this reading here. That phase has long gone. You have cried with the flood here, the floodplains. You have cried it. You have felt it. You have maybe spent time alone. You have done it all, my friend here. And you are on the new threshold here, standing on the verge of a new threshold where you are learning how to deal with things now. You're growing and maturing, pile number 2. You're collecting information, juggling information here with the 2 of Pentacles. So you've gotten a piece of advice here and another one there. You have an observation here and something that you read there. A couple of interesting feedbacks from this and that. And you're juggling all of this information at the moment. But it's not quite yet set in stone. I feel like you are you're feeling a little bit stuck, where you have a couple of good information, a couple of good lessons that you've learned from the past. You've gained a lot of strength, but you still feel a little bit stuck with the floodplains here, because floodplains that's where you have the land adjacent to the river is usually dry, but because of the flood that's happening, river water floods far out into the banks of its surrounding water. And it's really wonderful because along with that, it creates new ecosystems. The soil becomes fertile, is what we call it. It contains a lot of nutrients, and that's why it's a symbol for fertility. It's like a new rebirth for you. But at the same time, this land sort of becomes stuck. You know how when you walk on it, you feel like it's taking you a lot of effort to get your foot unstuck from this mud. And so this is the situation at the moment. I feel like you really want to go quickly with the Knight of Wands here. You will be, by the way. That did not appear in your reading for no reason. And you're supposed to be moving fast with the Chariot here, but your Chariot is not moving. You feel stuck. It's like you're surrounded with beautiful information, wonderful hope. You've regained your strength and you're ready to tackle it. In fact, with the Justice card here, because you know how justice and strength, in some decks, they're always interchangeable. And believe me, in this deck, this is not the Justice card I remember as I started reading. It is usually the Justice because of 11, but in this deck, this is actually the Strength card. And so strength, justice, I'm seeing that you're bringing justice to yourself at the moment. You have seen yourself tackle a lot of situations that you may have found tricky in the past. You found yourself dealing in so much strength. With people, you've been proud of yourself a lot. You've handled a lot of situations with power that you may not have known how to deal with in the past. You're so proud of yourself, but at the same time, there are a lot of other situations where you're not sure how to handle and how to deal, and you're not really moving because you're protecting your inner child. Now that you've found your strength, now that you've found your power, and now that you've healed, you're really holding on to your inner child, making sure that it's safe and secure. And while that may have served you for a while, pile number 2, I see here your spirit guide's message. And it's, first of all, congratulations and kudos to you. That's what I'm feeling, and that's what I'm going to relay to you. Congratulations for working so hard and getting to that point. My beautiful pile number 2. How many people do that? You should be so proud of yourself. That's for sure. But here is your message. Now that you've gone so far, you can no longer continue to do it without pushing yourself into the outside world. This tower here always reminds me of someone being stuck in their own thoughts, in their own world, and they haven't gone out to explore. And so now, to pass your spiritual test, to get this upgrade in your strength and your power that is about to be yours, there is an invitation of using this information that you have to in the outside world more often. Here's why. The Amazonite is all about filtration. So it filters vibrations like electromagnetic pollution, your thoughts, the environmental influences, helping you think clearly with this filtration that happens, giving you good energy, helping you think with clarity. And so you now have a couple of tools that you need to test out, pile number 2. And so you're being invited by your spirit guides to go out, to explore. You can no longer get this little feedback with the little interactions that you're doing. And you've already seen how the little interactions are giving you power, strength, confidence. And sometimes they don't work. It's not because you can't. It's because now it's time for you to explore the outside world where you can filter the knowledge that you have now and get the feedback. Oh, so that's what this advice really wanted to say. It's not about doing this, but It's about doing it this way, and so on. And the more you try things out, the more you say, oh, you know what? I actually thought this was a good piece of advice. Turned out to be bad. Not taking it, not using it. But observing what the outside world handles this situation, I'm going to do this and this and this. And that's definitely going to be happening for you here, pile number 2. And you're going to be growing fast because you have the chariot at the end of the day. You are going to move very fast. It's just that it's showing us at the moment it's not going as quickly as you would hope because you're not taking yourself out and exploring the information that you have so carefully crafted and collected. You have thought about it in such a smart way. And you have a couple of tools that you're very proud of, which you should be. But now you need to test it out, pile number 2. Because the character, your strength, you already have. It seems like you're a fun person. You're sweet. You are enjoyable to be around. It's like the world is going to be your oyster very soon. You're about to hold what you want. And that comes by taking yourself out of this stuck situation only by filtering through the information that you have, trying it out. If it doesn't work, fine, you've just gotten feedback. There's no such thing as failure, only feedback. You never fail. You only learn that something is not working so that you know what to do the next time. And believe me, pile number 2, your chariot here is popping out right next to the justice card here, or the strength card, showing that you move, you learn, you gain confidence and strength. Your message is move in order to gain your rightful strength, your rightful power, pile number 2. And the last message that I'm seeing here for you, pile number 2, is that perhaps here the lack of movement is coming from coming from fear, or fear of loss, fear of pain, fear of hurt or disappointment. And that is reminding me of a Rumi quote. Let me go grab it for you. I believe you're supposed to hear it. It hit my head all of a sudden. So it says, why does the fear of loss restrain you when it comes to faith? Haven't you seen how gainfully employed the prophets and saints are? Haven't you seen what mines of treasure have opened to them from frequenting the shop of spirit? And I'm feeling here like, you will see, it's all going to be amazing. Pile number 2. You've seen magic all around you all your life, and you're about to touch something that you've wished for. You're about to get in touch with internal strength that is unimaginable. And that's your spiritual test here. That is the success that you are going to be creating. And you're in the last steps of succeeding in this test and becoming the new strong you by having a bit of faith in the universe and in you, pile number 2, that you are going to make it because you are supposed to make it, because it's your spiritual test. Bravo, pile number 2. I have so much faith in you. I know you're going to do it. All the best of luck. And if you've enjoyed this reading, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. Don't forget to click on your notification bell, and don't forget to check my productivity book out. If you want, it's a small book that you won't procrastinate on reading. It has all the key advice and secrets to becoming a productive person right away, all while enjoying it. If you're interested in that, you'll find the link to my ebook down in the description box. And pile number 2, it was such a pleasure. I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye. Hi, pile number 3. So you have chosen this beautiful white Howlite, and this is the card that you have chosen. So let's take a look at the rest of your cards and find out exactly what your spirit guide's message is on passing your spiritual test. So you have, you have purification. Strong cards already. Okay, let's put your beautiful crystal right over there. And you also have the Knight of Pentacles. You have, oh, interesting. Sorry, I had to take the sound out. So you have the Hermit. Okay. You have the Seven of Cups. You have the King of Wands. And you have the Four of Wands. How interesting. I see. So what I'm seeing here for you, pile number 3, is something very clear. It's so clear, in fact, that we're talking about you shining. The spiritual test that you're going through at the moment is to help you take what is rightfully yours. You're here meant to shine. I don't know what your spiritual journey is all about, pile number 3, but you're here meant to be seen. You're here with so much light. You're meant to grab attention. You're meant for others to see how wonderful and impressive how wonderful and impressive you are. Why? Obviously, it has to do with your spiritual journey. It has to do with you being a light to others, an inspiration to others. You're meant to shine and help guide others. And by nature, you are fierce. You are a very strong person on the inside. Pile number 3. Very strong, very fierceful power that is not always... Do you see how this character has a dragon, a tiny dragon, in her dress? And it really shows me that usually on the outside you could be someone who navigates through the world in peace, but people are quite surprised and flabbergasted at how fierce and harsh you can be if anyone steps on your toes. They realize that these weren't toes, these were the feet of a dragon, you know? There's a lot of fierceness that I see in your eyes here in your reading, pile number 3. And it's like you have a lot of strength to you. You have a lot of power, but it's being dimmed. And the reason for that, I understand completely with the white Howlite, as well as the rest of your reading, especially the Seven of Cups here. So what I'm seeing is that we have a situation here with triggers. And so while you are a very strong person who's meant to shine, you may feel triggered by perhaps other people's dishonesty, or it could be other people's criticism. It could be other people's manipulations. It could be triggers because of painful things that happened in the past due to, like I said, things related to unfairness, manipulation, criticism, lack of civility. You name it. It could be because of so many things. But at the end of the day, what I'm seeing clearly is you dealing with triggers at the moment. why did I say the white howlite confirms this to me? Because the white howlite is a calming stone. It helps you remove rage, anger, and triggers in general. It's a beautiful stone, by the way, to have in your pocket if you feel triggers. It keeps you calm, settled, and it helps you deal with whatever you're encountering around you. Pile number 3. And so it's like these are the triggers. You don't know when they affect you. You don't know. Do you see how these rabbits, how they're coming out of the holes? You don't know where it's going to come from. You don't know when it's coming, but when it does, it really grabs your attention. Despite the fact that you are a great warrior, pile number 3, you do see a lot of fierceness. But despite your fierceness, you do see the button eye here fell. And here's the thing. As a warrior, and that's what I'm seeing here, you only lose when you're hit by your opponent. When you're affected by the hit of your opponent. Apologies, pile number 3. And so if your opponent hits you and you're standing there strong, wasn't affected, it's an uh-oh moment. Because it's their turn now. And so really, your spiritual journey here is to learn how to navigate your fierceness, your strength, so that your confidence shines, so that no one can cover your confidence. No one can dim your light. No one can... Is it rude to say shut you up? No one can take your voice away from you, is the right word. No one can take that from you when you are not hit. And so the spiritual test that you're going through is all about learning to heal the past, because you do see triggers from the unconscious mind here. And learning to stay strong, stable, on your own 2 feet when criticism happen, when whatever it is that usually hits you, it can hit you, but it's not going to affect you. And by hitting, I mean it can be said. You're not going to control. See, if you think about controlling others and how they treat you and what they say to you and changing atmospheres, and while that's really important, don't get me wrong, there are many times where we're surrounded by toxic people and it's time for us to move. Don't get me wrong, please. But the message that I'm seeing here from your spirit guides is that this is not totally always the case. While you could have been surrounded by a lot of toxic people, that's for sure, who have caused this the pain in the first place, it's really about now learning not to get hit. We cannot control the outside world, is what I'm seeing here. And sometimes it's very hard not being able to control the outside world, which could lead you to stay alone. And I'll get back to my idea in a second, but I just wanted to show you here. Sometimes you stay alone because in your world, you're a creative person. You know how to have fun on your own. It's like someone has decorated their home with all this candy. You know, you have your hobbies, you have the things that you like to do, and you've made your world so beautiful. Kudos to you for doing that, by the way, pile number 3. Nothing wrong with that. In fact, good for you. But here's the thing. Going back to your spiritual test, it's not about controlling the outside world, because the more we solve our triggers this way, the more we'll be disappointed and we'll go back to this hermit mode, as I can see depicted here. And so the advice is to not get hit. I mean, people can try to hit, but don't feel triggered. And I will always reference this. This book blew my mind, and I'm sure it's going to blow your mind too. You might be really interested in it. I'm suggesting a book called Cleaning Up Your Mental Mess by Dr. Caroline Leaf, who's a neuroscientist, and she's done experiments. She has her own labs for 20 years with other neuroscientists. And the idea of the book, if you read it, you'll love to get to know more about how to do that. But the idea is that you're in complete control of how you feel and how you think, and the way that you think absolutely changes everything around you. And you are in control, actually, which was surprising to me. Well, you are in control of not feeling afraid, of not being triggered, of not being hit, and you can push it to the side. And the more you train your brain to do that, to push these thoughts aside, the more you train your brain and you create new neurological pathways in your brain that start behaving in this way and reacting this way with strength. And so, just like the white Howlite here suggests, your key to shining, because that's your journey, that's your spiritual journey, is all about learning to not get hit. If you feel triggered, calmly let it go. Remember that, pile number 3. Calmly let it go. And then this way, no one can ever take your shine away from you, because it's yours, my dear pile number 3. It is yours. And not everyone is meant to shine. Not everyone wants to shine. Everyone has a spiritual journey on their own. But with you, like I said, this is why I said from the very beginning, obviously you're meant to shine. You're meant to be seen for one reason or the other, relating to your spiritual journey here. And it's time for you to claim that by healing the one thing that may be standing in your way. And that is calming the triggers, pile number 3. Now, of course, the 4 of Wands is all about celebration, is all about celebrating the milestone that you've reached, and feeling like you're living in heaven. And so, in your reading, I see that you're nearly there. You're about to live a very interesting life, may I say. Happy, full of celebrations, you shining. I see a life that is exactly the way you want it in so many ways. You already created a beautiful haven in your own comfort zone. But it's time for you to come out of this comfort zone. While you will always enjoy what you created on the inside, you're not meant to be on the inside. You're meant to take all of the beautiful things about you, all of the interesting aspects of you, and not just enjoy it on your own, but use your power to spread it. I don't know what you're supposed to do, but this is what I'm seeing. There's so much about you. Perhaps you're multi-talented. You're a very interesting person who's read a lot. And you're meant to shine. You're meant to be heard. And how can you be heard if you're not taking what's rightfully yours? You shining your light so that others can see you and listen to you and hear you, pile number 3. And you're obviously moving away from this energy. It's like you're about to make this and go through this test and win it and succeed. You're about to pass it is the word that I'm looking for. Because this is the spring rain, and after the spring rain comes the summer, where everything's bright, shining, warm, happy. It's a symbol of power and happiness, which is written all over your reading. It's like you're a step away from all of that by healing your triggers. Don't let anyone ever take your power away from you, because you're fierce, you're strong. You can see your cards on your own, how Spirit is depicting you here, pile number 3. You're very fierce and powerful, And don't let a couple of triggers that could have resulted from something in the past stand in your way. And you're in complete control of that. It's about training your mind. See, going round and round and round, training your mind to rethink, to function in a different way now. By taking action whenever you're triggered, you say, oh, okay, let's take out the trigger. I'm not going to be triggered. I refuse to be triggered. It's a choice that you can make every single time. I refused to be triggered. I am not going to be triggered. And you push it away. I'm standing here strong. No one can take my power away from me. It is mine. They can say whatever they want. They can try all the tricks that they have up their sleeves. Good job. Let them do whatever they want. They can never hit you unless you decide to be hurt. Pile number 3. And that is the strong message that I see here from Spirit to you in passing your spiritual test. I'm so proud of you, pile number 3. You're about to go through this. All the best of luck. I've enjoyed your reading immensely. If you've enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. Don't forget to click on your notification bell, and don't forget to check my productivity book. It's a small book that you won't procrastinate on reading. It has all the key secrets and advice to becoming a productive person right away, all while enjoying it. If you're interested in that, you'll find a link to my productivity book down in the description box. And pile number 3, it was such a pleasure. I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye. Hi, pile number 4. So you have chosen the beautiful Sodalite. What a gorgeous stone. As well as this picture right there. Woo. Right. So now let's take a look at your cards and find out exactly what your spirit's guide's message is on passing your spiritual test. All right. So you have taking risks. Interesting. Okay. You also have, ooh, the star. This looks like it's going to be a totally different reading than the others. Obviously, pile number 4, right? All right. So you have the star. And pile number 4 never ceases to amaze me. You have, oh, the Emperor. Okay. You have, my goodness, pile number 4. What is up with you? I would love to meet you one day. What's going on? You have the Empress, of course. I'm really starting to wonder what's up with pile number 4. You have the Ace of Cups. And you have the 7 of Pentacles. So what am I seeing here? Okay. So pile number 4, what I'm seeing is that the spiritual test that you're going through is meant to take you towards your dream with the star here. And your dream is no small dream. You have a huge dream here. I do see you depicted as working on it, to be quite frank. But as you can see with the Emperor here, you do see a character going back and forth with the rocking horse in their place. They have a fishing rod. Seems like they're out there trying to fish what they want, trying to get what they want. They're working, they're bossing up, or you're bossing up. But it seems like there isn't much movement forward. And with the Empress card here appearing in your reading, pile number 4, I do see a very strong message of opening up your mind to doing things differently. You know, the High Priestess is the opposite energy sometimes, a lot of the times, to the Emperor. The Emperor has a system. They are very logical, and that's why you have the Sodalite. There is no question about how smart you are, pile number 4. You seem to have a lot of strong brain activity. Is that what we say? You're a very cerebral, strong-minded person. Very smart. And so sometimes, because you've always depended on your intelligence, you may hold on too tight without realizing to your ideas, and they might keep you stuck in your place at some times. And so there's a suggestion here from Spirit to take a risk of doing something different, of opening up your mind to what other ways could this be done in order to reach your goal. In fact, with the Ace of Cups, do you see how this character is holding so many little tiny miniature persons that look like her, and it looks like you may have been consulting yourself and your intelligence, of course, and haven't given yourself to look outside into other things. You know how they say a human being or people cannot learn something that they've already decided that they know. And with the High Priestess coming here, I do see the advice of opening up your mind to climb the ladder, to go towards your dreams by trying other things, by listening to how other people may have done it, or taking a class, a course, reading about it. There is something that is keeping you a little bit stuck at the moment in your place, not moving maybe as fast as you would like to. Maybe a risk that you have been ignoring altogether because it might be scary. And so sometimes our brain plays tricks on us. The things that we don't want to do, unfortunately, sometimes we find logical explanations, very logical explanations as to why we shouldn't be doing them. And we'd be surprised at how opening up our minds to things that we resist so hard, because at the core we could have some discomfort around them. And so we analyze them. Being smart sometimes could be is a double-edged sword. You could use it against yourself. And you can use your intelligence to convince yourself at how much this is not the right thing to do. And when you're smart, you can really convince yourself at why this risk or why this isn't such a good idea, when it could be the only thing that could take you high, exactly where you want to be. So think about what it is that you are uncomfortable with, because it's outside our comfort zone, as you know. It's where we are uncomfortable. Becoming comfortable with the discomfort is where we grow. And sometimes, as you always know as well, things on the outside could look very intimidating, but taking it slowly, putting a plan, and thinking about how one can tackle it one step at a time could feel far less intimidating, doing it little by little, than thinking about it as a whole. So think about pile number 4, what it is that you might feel worried or afraid of doing. And that's your spiritual test right there. Because since this is a reading about spiritual tests, this means that by overcoming this, you're going to big places. You're not only passing your spiritual test, but you're really going to places. The Seven of Pentacles here shows that you're in the right direction. You're building things, maybe building a very strong foundation. You're doing so many different things that are successful, that are beautiful. You know, that chef's kiss. Mwah! Doing things wonderfully. Taking steps. Building it little by little. You can see here, she's even holding the spider. Fearless, strong. But when it comes to a certain thing, you avoid it. Pile number 4. What it is that you could be avoiding is the question. You do see here you're holding on to yourself. She has this fish that she's holding very close to her heart. And in body language, when you have your arms crossed around you, it really shows it's the body's way of giving security to yourself, holding yourself when you feel afraid, so that you are not feeling uncomfortable anymore. But it does have its the aftermath of that. I can't remember the word. Does have its I can't remember. So what is that? Is that when you keep your hands this way for a long time, you start triggering discomfort and you start acting in an unconfident way. And so it's not really advised to act this way in body language. They say stand up straight, stand up strong, and you will, as a result, feel very confident and strong. While this may be comforting, it's not really the right way to do it. And that's exactly the energy depicted in your reading. While it may feel temporarily comfortable not to do something, it's facing it with strength that will really make it easy to do, surprisingly. That will give you the power to tackle it and to do it effortlessly. Not the way that you think about it. Not the way that you have built it in your head. Because when we're afraid of things, we tend to dramatize it and make it very scary. When in fact, when we just stand there with power and face it, it goes beautifully. We surprise ourselves. We stand there thinking, ooh, I just did that. That's exactly what you're going to do, my dear, beautiful pile number 4s. You will surprise yourself. You're meant to go through this. This is your spiritual test. You will succeed again because it's your spiritual test, which means you're supposed to do it. And you will be doing it by taking that risk, not holding off to yourself. Holding off to yourself, could this be perhaps networking, talking to people, or holding on to your money? It doesn't just have to do with people. It could also do with the finances that you have. Maybe you're afraid of putting in a bigger investment than you're usually comfortable with. You're holding on to something here. And it's halting a little bit your progress. Despite the fact that we can see straight away that it's right outside your comfort zone. You take a risk, you reach your dreams, my dear pile number 4. So think about it. Think about how you can slice up this risk. If it's about finances, can you save up for it little by little? If it's about holding yourself off from people, is it about standing up strong, facing it and showing yourself that you can maybe sell to other people or do the meetings and the networks that you wanted to do? What is it that you are secretly hiding from yourself because it could intimidate you a little bit, pile number 4? And that's where you need to find the strength to stand right in front of and say, no, I'm not going to be afraid. I'm going to face this and I'm going to achieve what I want. That is the advice here from your spirit guides. It's your spirit guides message on passing this spiritual test, pile number 4. And I love the High Priestess, because the High Priestess is like the opposite energy of the Emperor here. She's very intelligent, or the energy of this card. The High Priestess is very intelligent and can sometimes be a pioneer, because the High Priestess would be the first one to have the audacity to do something that the whole community is not doing. The people around the High Priestess are not doing. And so the High Priestess would think about what is right for the situation, what is right for her as energy, of course, for her and the people around her. And when I say her, it's energy. That would move her forward. And she does that. She takes these steps, no matter how shockingly they may seem to everyone, including herself. She does the right thing, even if no one likes it. And so that's why the High Priestess is very progressive, very smart, very wise. She consults her higher intelligence, her crown chakra, her wisdom, to find what the right thing is and do it. The Emperor, on the other hand, has created a lot of success and is now very experienced with his learned lessons and experiences that he's gone through. And so has become a bit more systematic, does not allow himself to think outside the box, think outside the system, and continues to do what works, what he knows. Again, when I say he, it's energy. And so I see the need to unify these two beautiful energies, where they can both learn, these two parts of you can learn from each other, pile number 4, to continue to grow, to do what works, to use your experience, but at the same time, to have an open mind and to do what's right, regardless of how you feel. In fact, that's always the way to the other side. Even with self-discipline. Self-discipline is doing what you need to do, when you need to do it, whether you feel like it or not. And it's the same with everything else. Success is doing what needs to get done, whether you feel like it or not. That's whatever needs to get done has to be done. Of course, assuming that you're doing the right thing and not hurting anyone, that's what it is. We cannot continue to think that we're trying, because we're not in a classroom where the teacher will say, hey, you have tried, here's your A, because just for trying. Unfortunately, life doesn't go that way. And we learn as we grow that we just have to get it done. Trying is never enough. I mean, we can congratulate ourselves for trying, but the world won't. The world will only give us when we put in the work needed. Whether this is manifestation work, believing, and taking action. And so what I see here for you, pile number 4, you're right about to make it, my dear, beautiful friends. You're right about to make, should I say, stardom. You're about to make some sort of big foundation. You're about to do something big with the star right in conjunction with the Emperor and the Empress. My goodness. It's just that there's leveling up here with the Ace of Cups. A new beginning, a new way of doing things outside of what you know, outside of what you do and what you believe in. What you're working on little by little is going to become a lot very soon for you. And so your spirit guides are clearly showing us here that you need to take a risk on something, if you want, of course, on something that may be intimidating you a little bit, and you'll surprise yourself on how powerful you can be and how much you can do, my dear pile number 4. Pile number 4, a dear pile to my heart. That was your reading. I hope you've enjoyed it. And if you have, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. Don't forget to click on your notification bell. And don't forget to check my productivity book. It's small, you won't procrastinate on reading it, and it has all the key secrets and advice to becoming a productive person right away, all while enjoying it. If you're interested in that, you'll find a link to that down in the description box. And pile number 4, it was a real pleasure. I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye.